issues never fails. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Tom Matt Show. I love having tech issues with my stuff. It keeps me sharp. This is the whole thing, everybody. Having experts to help you with your issues in life makes life very nice. And that's why I love having the selling team as our people, because, you know, Mikey, who was on our last week's show, helped us buy Little House Lansing, where we're recording this. And it was a big move. It was a huge move. All right, guys, I need to get your contact info. Stacey, let's go to you first. Stacey Robison is here. Morgan Meredith is here as well, as with Brock, Alex Trebek. Stacey, go ahead and give your contact info, and then we'll throw it right to Morgan.
So you can reach me at 517-803-5165. My email, you'll probably spell it wrong, so just text me or call me. It's Stacee Robison at kw.com, STACEEROBISON at kw.com.
And it's Robison. Just get that name. Okay.
Yes.
We got that. Morgan?
Yep. My phone number is 517-505-1422. And then my email address is just my first and last name at kw.com. So Morgan Meredith at kw.com. It's MorganMeredith at kw.com.
And remember, everybody, the website's so awesome. The KW Selling Team website's so awesome. Go there, KW Selling Team, kwsellingteam.com, or you can go to my website, tommattshow.com. Brock, you want to share your numbers, or you think everybody's got those memorized?
I think they got them. And honestly, you know, I would just prefer you, if you need a great listing agent, just reach out to Morgan or Stacey directly too. You don't even have to go directly to me. We're at the point in their careers where they've advanced beyond me. I mean, they're the best. I mean, legitimately. And I put them up against anybody on the planet, frankly.
How's that make you guys feel when you hear that from your boss?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean, he's a mentor, and he's supportive, and those are notes I've written down here, and he's just a good guy. And so keep that in mind, everybody. And we'll have all that in the recap. So go to the website. Websites are where it's at. Okay, Alex Trebek, where are we at? Number 5? Go ahead. Who are you going to offer this one to?
I'm gonna have both answer it, but I'll go to Stacey first because they're going to give slightly different answers. But Stacey, how are you going to market my home to attract buyers?
Again, great question. So I think that there are a few key points that are super duper important. Number one is going to be the price. We have to make sure that it's priced effectively. The condition of the home, it's very important for the home to be clean and clutter-free. We use a professional photographer on all of our listings. And so with how high def all of those photos are, I want to make sure that there isn't a lot of stuff and clutter that's distracting for our potential buyers. So we want to make sure that it's clean. So when we roll out that listing, we're making our best first impression, right? We're going to put it on the MLS. It's going to syndicate to your realtor.com, your Zillow, your all the things. We also subscribe to homes.com. So our listings are being advertised on a lot of non-real estate websites like ESPN, the Weather Channel. I remember the first time I saw my face on the home screen of the Weather Channel, it kind of freaked me out, but it was also super duper cool, right? So we're able to attract buyers who may not know that they're looking for a home, and then they see, you know, I would move if the perfect home came up, and then they go to check the weather and the perfect home came up, and now we, you know, have been able to attract a buyer that maybe we wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say, Morgan, will you give your answer on that question as well?
Yeah. So, number one, pricing is a key, right? And then having a good, team behind you. It's not me that does all the marketing. We have two marketing gurus, Stacee and Jarrell on our Katie and Jarrell on our team. They are absolutely amazing. They're going to post on all social medias. They're going to make sure we choose the best of the best photos that our photographer takes. And yet we use the photographer that we use. He is top notch. I don't care if your home we're listing it at $1 million or we're listing it at $10,000. We are going to give you the same photographer, the same high definition photos, same Matterport. We do Matterport on our listings, which for those of you that don't know, Matterport is like a 3D 360-degree tour of your home. It also gives you a floor plan. I mean, you are literally looking at the house sitting at your computer. It's amazing. So again, no matter what the price point of your home is, you're getting the same marketing that somebody that might be selling for $1 million or 5 million or whatever, right? Everybody gets the same service. And that's just your first impression is key, right? I always tell, our clients, it doesn't take just one time to sell your house. We're selling your home over and over and over again. So, it's that first impression and getting it out there to everybody. I also reach out to agents, and say, hey, I have these properties for sale. Bring me a buyer. Let's make this work.
Don't forget, everybody, that Brock spends thousands on marketing, and part of it is with our radio program that he's been supporting now for years and years and years. So he is way proactive when it comes to this investment. That's what the ladies are talking about here. Brock's supportive, the whole team is supportive, and you're going to get the best bang for your buck. And I'm just saying that because it's true. I mean, some agents, I know this for a fact, that there are some agents out there that don't start doing any marketing until they get your listing. Brock's, they're way ahead of that. Go ahead.
One other thing that we do that a lot of other agents don't do is we're really big on open houses. Like we have 10 amazing buyer agents on our team, and they are looking for open houses to hold open every single weekend. In addition to that, they will actually go door to door in your neighborhood and invite your neighbors to the open house. Because if you have the opportunity to choose your own neighbor as opposed to someone you may not necessarily get along with for different reasons, and you've got a cousin, you're going to want to say, hey, cousin Sue, I've got a house that's coming up for sale 2 doors down the road from me. That's a great source of marketing as well.
That word of mouth.
I do need to say we're not discriminating based on any protected class, but there is an opportunity to pick your neighbor when we go door to door and talk to the neighbors, but we're not discriminating against anybody. I want to make that clear.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, you got about 2 minutes to go here, so we can set this one up and we can finish the thread when we come back into the fifth segment. But number 6.
Yeah. How long is it going to take to sell my home? Let's go to you, Morgan, first.
Yeah. That's a great question. And that is a question that I get at every single listing appointment. And that answer is all based upon the data that we have in your neighborhood or in your school district if you're more of a rural area. I wish I could say right now, like everything's selling in a week. It's not. It just depends on the area, the price, and the condition. But a good range, if I had to give a range today, I would say the average days on the market is about, I think we're like 21 to 24 days on the market. But again, it's very specific to your neighborhood, where you're pricing it at and the condition. Typically, or I should say not typically, but right now in our market, we're seeing more buyers in the price point of 250,000 and under. Anything over that typically takes just a few more days. Not, again, it just depends. I don't like to just shout out numbers.
You got about a minute and a half to go here. You want to throw in a quick answer?
Yeah, I think it really just depends on the property itself. As Morgan said, our most popular price range is 250 and below. So it really, it's case by case, it's going to depend on, is the house move-in ready? Is it a fixer upper? Is it an investment property? Is it a unique property that's got a really, like niche audience, right? So it really, it's case by case basis. Not really something that I can give a blanket answer on, but certainly when I'm sitting down with my client and I have more of the information and the data available to me, I can give them a better idea.
These people are on top of their game. They want the data, they want the information, they want to help you. The biggest word that I've heard so far in this episode is relationship. I mean, if you don't have a relationship, that's where Brock and I started off. I mean, we didn't even know each other. As I've said a bunch of times, we didn't even know each other. And that's how our relationship started. That's how Brock rolls. He's just out there to help people and let you understand. All right, we got 4 more to do. We're going to try and jam through these in our final segment. We've got Brock here, Morgan's here, Stacee's here, the seller's agent. The top 10 questions that sellers ask when you want to sell your home from Gemini AI. This is the Tom Matt Show. Welcome back to the radio show, everybody. Tom Matt Show. The seller's agent, reality of real estate with Brock, Morgan, and Stacee. Top 10 questions sellers ask AI through Gemini. All right there, Alex Trebek, Brock Fletcher. Go ahead.
We got the last 4 coming at you here. Stacee, is now a good time to sell? That's the next question.
It's always a good time to sell. Obviously, the market does fluctuate throughout the year. I think that there are more people who are excited to move in like April, May, June, July than maybe like December or January. Especially here in Michigan, we tend to hibernate a little bit more throughout the holidays. So we do see an influx of buyers and multiple offer situations in the spring and summer months. But really, and I'm going to go back to this every single time. It really just depends on the person's situation, right? People sell every single day of the year. People buy houses every single day of the year. So it's always a good time to sell.
Kind of reminds me of what Mikey was saying yesterday, Brock.
Yeah, it's always a good time to buy.
It's always a good time
if you have the right reasons.
We had these conversations, you guys, and it's just like these are the things you need to understand when you talk to the selling team. And you know what? Talking to Brock, Stacee, Morgan, Mikey, any of them, not going to cost you anything. Ask good questions. Just ask questions. Introduce yourself. They'll help you. All right, go ahead, Alex.
Yes, Morgan, this can be a tricky one for our sellers, but question number 8 is, what should I disclose to potential buyers?
Oh, that's a really good question. So it's a 4-page document. It's called seller's disclosures. There's questions regarding appliances, mechanicals. Do they work? Do you know the age of them? Have you ever had water in your basement? Any deed restrictions? It's pretty much how I explain it to our clients is it's the history of your home, right? These are legal documents that we have to fill out, right? Unless it's an estate. And there's a few other, commercial properties don't apply, vacant land and so forth. However, if you know the answers to the questions, answer them. Don't lie. Be truthful. Even if a question comes up that, say a buyer has a question and it's not on the disclosures. Here's when I get a lot. Do I have to disclose if somebody ever died in my house?
Really?
I've got, not that I get it all the time, right? But I have got it frequently. And that's not on the disclosures, but if you know that somebody's passed away in the house, disclose it, right? You don't have to come out and say, hey, somebody died here, back in 1800, right? But if somebody asks and you know the answer, don't lie. Because it's not going to do you any good to lie, right? But it's good to have an agent on your side that knows what they're talking about, because you don't want to say something that could potentially hurt you in the long run. So it's not going, writing a line of ethical or not ethical. It's being honest, being upfront, and knowing what is okay to share and what we shouldn't share.
Just don't embellish too much, everybody. Just be straight. If you're straight in your life, everything will be fine. If you're not, well, then things are crooked, and away we go. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, Stacee, I'm coming back at you with question number 9. Also a very good question that sellers have asked AI. What if a buyer's offer comes with contingencies?
99.9% of them do. And it's
Like
my
what?
job. Okay, so the most common contingency would be a home inspection contingency. Also, contingency on financing, which as a listing specialist, I don't take any offer seriously unless I have pre-approval from a bank or proof of funds tied to it. And not just any pre-approval too, right? So like we're vetting these banks. Not all banks or mortgage companies are created equally. And as a professional in this area, I know who the good, bad, and the ugly are. So part of my job is helping my clients understand like, hey, this bank right here, if we have a pre-approval with them, these people are ready to rock and roll, right? This one, we've had some experiences with. Maybe, the processing time is long or there's poor communication, but a good lender can make or break the transaction. Um, Other types of contingencies would include maybe they have a house to sell before they can actually close and finalize the purchase of this new home. That's a pretty common one that we see. I mean, there are other contingencies, but those are the three primary contingencies that I see. When we're talking about vacant land, a lot of time it'll be contingent on getting like a perk test, getting a driveway permit, those types of things, getting approved for the building site that you want, et cetera, et cetera. But it's my job to be able to navigate those contingencies, make sure that they are standard, or if, perhaps maybe sometimes the contingencies are a little unnecessary.
I just wonder about HOAs, and there's a lot of these planned communities now, you guys, and condos and stuff where there's extra costs that come along. And what are
Hmm.
they doing for you? Is it worth it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The contingency's got to be just enormous. I mean, enormous. Do you want to add a couple things to that, Morgan? We got time before we go to question 10.
Um, I mean, yeah, every offer is different. Every offer, some offers are going to have different contingencies than other. Like we had just mentioned, if it's an HOA, and the offer may be contingent upon viewing the bylaws or the budgeting, and so forth. And pretty much though, I mean, all of those are pretty straightforward. If it's a condo, right, you're going to get the bylaws, you're going to get the budget and all of that, and they're going to sign off of it, no problem. But I mean yeah, every offer is going to be contingent on something, right? It's not really anything meant to scare a seller, right? These contingencies. I will have a client that's like, I don't want it to be contingent on a home inspection. It's sold as is. Well, in the state of Michigan, everything is sold as is, right? They can do their home inspection. It doesn't mean we have to fix anything. Typically, if it's a health and safety issue, we'll address it. But yeah, contingencies are not to be a scare tactic whatsoever.
Alex, number 10, we made it.
Yeah, this is a big one. If time permits to get both Stacee and Morgan to respond, I would love that. But Morgan, I'll start with you. How do you handle multiple offers?
Again, another great question. So, every seller loves a bidding war, right? Buyers, they really don't like them, right? That's the truth behind it. But typically how I handle a highest and best or multiple offer situation would be, once an offer comes in, I always reach out to my client and say, we got an offer. We have X amount of showings still scheduled. How would you like to handle it? I will give my advice. Typically I always say, let's let the rest of the showings happen, because you never know what other buyer is out there. But if we don't have any other showings scheduled, then we kind of make a different game plan from there. But typically what I would do is I would say, okay, so we have 4 showings today, 2 showings tomorrow. Let's call for highest and best by midnight, the day of our last showing. That way it gives everybody the equal opportunity to either come in, change their offer, or if somebody wanted to schedule a last minute showing, we could allow it. And I do have, I have had some offers that come in that want a response time within like the next 5 hours. And yeah, they'll say, well, we'll pull our offer, but the reality is they're not going to pull their offer. They could, right? You know, I'm always open and upfront with my clients and say, hey, they could pull their offer, but this is a scare tactic. I've seen this before. If they really love your house, they're not going to pull their offer. One time it happened to me, and I called the agent and told him we're waiting for all offers to come in. And he goes, well, they wrote on 6 different properties and they're going to take the first one that accepts their offer. They didn't love any of those 6 houses. They're just throwing things out there to see what they can get. So, you know, don't let offers or deadlines intimidate you, right? Know the ins and outs of what could happen, but don't be scared by them, right? And that's again why you hire one of us to help navigate through that.
Stacey, you got a quick answer? Cause I got about a minute.
Yep. So usually it's pretty evident within the first 24 to 48 hours if it's going to probably be a multiple offer situation based on the amount of showings that we have. So I touch base with my client once we get that first offer, let them know, say, hey, you know, these are our options. If they decide to do a multiple offer situation, we'll determine a deadline. And then I will reach out to the agents, let them know that, look, we've got highest and best. These are the 3 things that are most important to my clients. I'll put a note in Flex, note in our showing service as well. And then just send out an email blast to all the agents that have shown it. And then once we get it, once we close, I like to put all of the offers into a spreadsheet so that my sellers can easily look at, you know, Jim's offer is conventional at this price with these contingencies, and Sue and so on and so forth. And then I send that to them. We go through it together, and it really helps to ease the process because you can't send 10, 13-page documents to a seller and expect them to, you know, so just guiding them through that, giving my own opinion, and then answering any questions that they have.
My take on that is the visual is so important. You can see it, and don't get played with the squeeze play. In baseball, they call it the squeeze play. The squeeze play sometimes works, a lot of times it doesn't. All right, I got to wrap this bad boy. I want to thank my guests that have been with us today: Brock Fletcher, Alex Trebek. Way to go, Brock! You did a good job with that. Morgan Meredith, you're a star. Stacey Robison, you're another star. According to your boss, it's all good. If our show fits your business or group's mission, we want to be of service to you. Thank you again to Brock, Craig Stiles, Brock Fletcher, Morgan, Stacey. We'll talk to you next weekend, everybody. Have a great week. Go out and ignite your life. Remember, the Tom Matt Show is a production of Boomers Rock Media. We want to bring your story to life. We are out. Super fun. Those guys are awesome. I love Brock, Morgan, and Stacey. And, you know, Brock Fletcher has been such a huge impact on her. I've said this a million times, but it's just like, just good people. And just they do the right things, and they will take care of you, and they invest, and they really, really understand what it's all about. They're not fly by night. They are legit. They've been in this for a long time. They're pros, and the rest is history. You've been listening, watching, doing whatever. The Tom Matt Show. Thank you, everybody. I'm Papa Tom, and we're moving on. Got to go do some stuff here and getting ready for the big knee operation that's coming up here in another few days. So get ready. Say some prayers for me because I'm going to need it. All right, guys. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great life. And if you got any issues with your real estate, get a hold of Brock, Morgan Meredith, Stacey Robison, and I got the name right. We'll talk to you next time, everybody. Peace out. Love y'all.